2 weeks. Ooh. My bad. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I know it's been a while since we've been over this topic, but today we're gonna go back into the story of what if future Vegeta survived. Last time, we discussed the topic of both the Buu Saga and the Battle of God story. Now, I can already hear the future comments coming saying, this is the future timeline. Didn't Beerus not even wake up? Okay, so let me explain the explanation of how Beerus woke up real quick. Since Vegeta and the gang were able to defeat Babidi before releasing Buu, Shin would take Babidi's pod to Beerus' planet, and this would result in Whis waking up Beerus. And soon enough, Beerus would head to Earth. That's the explanation I'm going with. If you don't like that, leave. I'm kidding, stay. Anywho, I think you guys have waited long enough. Let's continue the story. Time passes with Vegeta training with Tarbell and Gohan on Beerus' planet. Trunks would ask to go, but Vegeta would deny, as he would want his son to become stronger first. Before going to Beerus' planet, they do the ritual with Tarbell, but not Gohan, since he would want to perfect his Super Saiyan rage. When training, both Vegeta and Tarbell would be able to discover Super Saiyan Blue, but it would be harder for Tarbell, as he never got Super Saiyan for himself. The three would continue to train themselves, with Frieza coming back to life, and training to get his own golden form. Jocko then arrives one day, and gathers all the fighters. Frieza's forces arrive, and Piccolo, Kami, Trunks, Tien, Krillin, Jocko, and Master Roshi would be there. As time passed on, Trunks began to train with Kami, as Kami has his youth, and Kami would go into the time chamber with Trunks. Sorbet then sends out his soldiers, and they are all taken out very quickly. Frieza would soon enough emerge from his seat, and as an act of fear, he punches Trunks so hard to the point he stops breathing. Soon enough, Vegeta and the others arrive. Before Vegeta would have left, Bulma would give Vegeta a phone that would connect all the way to Earth, no matter how far. Okay, I'm pretty sure Bulma would be able to create something like this, because, she made dragon radars for planet-sized orbs, to Blood's wave cannons to make Saiyans into giant golden great apes. Doesn't really seem that hard. First, Vegeta allows Gohan to face Frieza, as Gohan wants to show his father. Gohan would then face Frieza, with Frieza powering up into his final form. Vegeta and Tarbell would watch from the sidelines for the time being. Soon enough, Gohan would show off his Super Saiyan rage, as Frieza would power up into Golden Frieza. Thanks to his training with Whis, Gohan's power would be equal to Golden Frieza's. Soon enough, Vegeta would find out about Frieza's weakness, and would tell Gohan to tag out with him. Vegeta then jumps in as a Super Saiyan Blue, and charges towards Frieza. Vegeta would then beat Frieza out of his golden form, and before he would finish off Frieza, he would get shot in the back by Sorbet, which would make him collapse. Frieza would then begin to torture Vegeta until he would get a roundhouse kick from Tarbell. Frieza would get sent to a mountain, and Tarbell would fire out a blast straight at Sorbet and killing him. Tarbell would then power up into his own Super Saiyan Blue. Frieza then gets demolished by Tarbell, as Krillin gives Vegeta a sensu bean. Vegeta then watches how his brother brings Frieza to his knees. Tarbell then prepares to finish Frieza, but hesitates, and Frieza uses this moment to destroy the planet. Before the planet gets destroyed, Whis protects everyone, and they stay in a void of space. Vegeta burst out in anger that he should have known Frieza would pull a fast one. Whis would then come up, saying about how he can reverse time. Whis then reverses time, and Vegeta jumps in and blasts Tarbell away, and fires a final flash. The attack disintegrates Frieza, and after Vegeta finishes, he blasts away the rest of the Frieza ships. Tarbell would question his brother, with Vegeta then saying that he forgot to finish him off. They then have a party with Gohan then staying on Earth with Videl and Pan. Vegeta would also take some time off to have some time with his family. All the Z fighters would take some time off, but Vegeta would soon enough take Tarbell back to training. During their training, Champa arrives while Vegeta and Tarble train. As they are all eating ramen, Champa and Vados pop in with Tarble greeting the two politely. They would then discuss a tournament after Beerus wakes up, and they would head back to Earth. Vegeta and Tarble would recruit Gohan. Gohan would say that he has things going on at his work, but Vegeta just drags him into it. Gohan would then recruit Piccolo and Videl as the two have been training with him. Vegeta would ask Trunks, but would then notice how Trunks is devoting himself to his training with Kami. Before they head to the tournament, Vegeta takes Tarble in the time chamber with him as Gohan doesn't want to age that much. In the chamber, Vegeta discovers a new level of power. With this team of 5, they head to the nameless planet. Vegeta and Tarble would meet Kaba, with Tarble being a little suspicious about Kaba. He looks a lot like him. What is this little duplicate? Anyways, after a test and a bit of chit chat, the first round goes to Vegeta as he faces Batamo and easily wins. The next round would be Vegeta up against Frost, and Vegeta doesn't hold back as he doesn't trust Frost's good nature. Since Frost loses, he grows a massive grudge as he staged an act and still got defeated. Frost promises himself if he ever sees Vegeta again, he will have revenge. Champa would be pissed that Vegeta would defeat 2 of his fighters so easily, so he would bend the rules to change Vegeta to go last instead, and if the ref didn't want to listen, he could just give it a Hide. Up next is Videl versus Vegeta, and she has a brutal battle, but she never intends to quit, so she keeps fighting until an insult leaves her lips, which causes Vegeta to collapse, and with the rest of Videl's strength, she pushes Vegeta out of the ring. After that battle, Videl would be exhausted, and Gohan would jump in to give her a senzu bean. After everyone congratulates Videl, Piccolo steps into the ring, and he faces off against Kaba. Piccolo and Kaba would be on par with each other, as Piccolo has been training with Gohan more often. Vegeta would become impatient as he would expect Kaba to transform and give Piccolo a challenge, but that moment never comes. Before Piccolo knocks out Kaba, Vegeta yells for Piccolo to stop and demands Kaba to transform into a Super Saiyan already. Kaba would then reply that he doesn't have that form, so Vegeta would throw down 2 senzu beans to the fighters, which heals both of them. The ref would be super pissed by this, but Beerus and Champa would threaten him if he tries anything. As Piccolo and Kaba would begin to fight again, Vegeta would describe the feeling of letting your rage awaken, and Kaba would begin to glow. Piccolo would then turn up the heat by making dozens of copies of himself, and he would begin to totally mess up Kaba. Vegeta then gives Piccolo a sign to amp things up a little more emotionally, so Piccolo then states to Kaba that he is a demon, and that if he wasn't given a proper fight, he'd destroy everyone Kaba loves. With this, Kaba would transform into a Super Saiyan, and would begin to destroy the Piccolo clones one by one, until Piccolo would stop hiding and fire a special beam cannon straight for Kaba, but Kaba merely deflects it and gut punches Piccolo out of the arena. Vegeta would be surprised as well as Tarble. The next match would be between Gohan and Kaba, and Gohan will allow Kaba to power up into Super Saiyan, and Gohan would do the same. Gohan would eventually show Kaba Super Saiyan 2, and with that power, he would eliminate Kaba. Kaba would be fascinated and would further progress with his power. The next match would be Gohan against Hit, and Gohan would witness Hit's time skip ability firsthand. Gohan would be brutally beaten, but just like his wife, he would continue to fight until he would power up into Super Saiyan Rage. Gohan would begin to give Hit a challenge, as Gohan would begin to adapt to Hit's time skip. Gohan would continue to face Hit, with Hit showing that he doesn't rely on his killer instinct, and this would begin to confuse Gohan, as Hit would switch from defense to time skip, just like he did with Dispo. Tarble would be up next, and Tarble would begin to get the advantage over Hit, as he would continue to keep Hit on his toes. Tarble would then fire a Fierce Bengala gun, which Hit would catch with his 2 hands, Before it engulfs him, Hit powers up and kicks it straight into the sky. Piccolo would then be surprised, as Hit would have been able to improve, and Hit would then gain the advantage, putting Tarble in a tough spot. Soon enough, Tarble would be knocked out to Hit's rapid improvements. Vegeta would then smirk, as Hit just took out two of their strongest fighters, which would give him a good opportunity to use his new power. Vegeta would then enter the ring, and he would power up into Super Saiyan Blue, stating that he's the Prince of all Saiyans of Universe 7, and that Hit has no chance against him. Hit would then smirk to this, as he would state that he's over 1,000 years old. The two would smirk at each other, and they would begin to battle with each other, with their clashes making fierce shockwaves. Hit would be surprised how Vegeta would be able to instantly adapt to his time skip, and Hit would begin to be beaten by Vegeta's brutal punches. Hit would use time skip, but Vegeta would counter it, which would surprise everyone. Vegeta gets ready to finish Hit until he gets a brutal gut punch, which brings Vegeta to his knees. The ref would begin a countdown, but before he would hit 0, Vegeta's aura would ignite, with Hit looking back to see Vegeta slowly standing up. Vegeta would then state, "I didn't say I'm done," with a smirk. Hit would get surprised, but he would smirk as he would watch how Vegeta's blue aura would begin to fill the arena. Champa would order Hit to fight back, but Hit would just watch, with a smirk on his face the whole time. Vegeta's aura would then begin to darken, as it would begin to steam off his body, with his muscles bulging up, as he would begin to transform into Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Vegeta would instantly charge in and begin to hammer down on Hit, with Hit's time skip not even being able to keep up with Vegeta's speed. Vegeta would then fire a massive final flash straight at Hit, which this time he wouldn't be able to counter, and he would be eliminated, with Vegeta being the victor. Vegeta would then power down, and Hit would congratulate Vegeta for the fight, and one day they should have a rematch without any rules holding them back. Vegeta would agree, as the two would shake on it. Beerus would then use the Super Dragon Balls to wish for Champa's Earth to come back, and then they would all head home. In a distant universe, Akai watches the match between Vegeta and Hit, and would be infuriated with the mortals. This Kai would be none other than Zamasu. With the introduction of Zamasu, we're going to end off the part right here. Now, how will Zamasu's Zero Mortals plan affect the next part? Will he even be able to use the Zero Mortals plan in the future? In the original future timeline, future Zamasu didn't act upon his wishes, but this is the Vegeta timeline, so how will the events change Zamasu's perspective? Will he go to another timeline? Well, I guess we'll have to see in the next part. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and for just sticking out this long. I did not expect to get to 40 subscribers. If I still have you guys, thank you, even if you're bots. If you're not bots, send a little wave emoji so I know who you are. And yeah, let's get this channel moving, guys. Let's try to get to 100 subscribers. Like, that would be a dream come true. In the meantime, make sure you guys check out the other videos, as I will be posting What If Goku and Bulma Were Married Part 3, I'm gonna say? I'm not sure. Whatever it is, be prepared for it. Have a nice one, guys. Take care.
I feel it, coming in, go. Walking on my with that babe. He wanna save all the hoes, yeah, that boy need a cake. Clean up the cash with a rake. My girl a freak and she tough with a tongue like a snake. Wonder how long it's gonna take. I dunk on the beat like LeBron, bitch, I'm making it shake. I took